Roll A, Frankfurt 2, take 2.
My name is Darren Williams. I am one of the producers, directors, and writers for the short film Lizard.
Hi, my name's Curtis Leach. I'm one of the producers, director, and writers of the short film Lizard.
So the writing process began actually all the way back in Michigan when Curtis and I both lived in that state. And we started working together and wrote this, almost full film, about 45 minutes long, but we wanted to create a short film, so we kind of got carried away. And so we picked a scene from that script to, use for our short film.
After we got the script all written, or what we thought was all written, we've changed it a lot every time we went back and looked at it. But yeah, then once we got it pretty down, we started a storyboard, spent a lot of nights just hanging out on the patio, drawing up scenes on how we thought they would look and blocking shots on paper as much as we could.
One of the first things that kind of started going bad is actually the first day of shooting. We needed to get some B-roll shots, and so we took a car all the way out to this location, and we filmed all of our B-roll shots. And it ended up being that the air conditioner went out on the car, and it was in midsummer. It was like 100 and something degrees out here. And then the car died, and it ended up having to be scrapped. So all of the B-roll that we filmed, it couldn't be used because we didn't even have that car anymore.
The budget started to get really tight really fast. Ended up dipping into our own money, pretty decent amount, but whatever, we kind of expected that from the beginning.
So there was a lot of moving and intricate parts to shooting the short, and all of our friends and teams and people that we've worked with prior, we all came together, and literally there was no bad vibes on set. Everyone knew their job, and everyone did it, and everyone had a smile, and everyone was laughing, but also everyone knew that this kind of felt like a real film, and so everyone was very on task. And so it created this project that we can be proud of, and all of us are proud of. And we had one of the greatest crews I've ever worked with. So we started with the crew. We were assembling cameras and putting all that kind of stuff together. That's my brother, showing him how to put together a C-stand. Yeah.
Jose the sound dude.
Michael Gum.
Talking about the car shots that we spent probably way too long on. We did like 5 takes of each car angle or something like that.
Yeah.
Which ate up a lot of the day.
But they were good shots, though. I think they ended up, looking really good at the end of the day. And
it's pretty good because you can't hear any of the bikes right now.
And then here I'm talking to Jose about,
I think it's the path the car's gonna take.
Yeah, talking about the path of the car and like where he's gonna stand when he's recording the audio. Yeah, kind of slick back style.
There's Chris Ray putting the black magic onto the car mount.
Yeah, we ended up getting saved because of our cinematographer and director of photography, Martin Foebs. So we had Martin Foebs.
I don't know where we're pointing around here, but
yeah, we're just pointing around.
Like we're trying to figure out where the car is going to drive for the shots.
Yeah.
But we were saved for sure.
Yeah, we were saved by both Martin Foebs and Chris Ray. Here's the actors. Marta's not in this shot because I'm off to the side talking to her, but we got Michael Gum, Austin Walker, David Newman, and AJ Norris.
Yes. They had tons of time to sit around and talk because we spent so much time setting up each shot. They got to go over lines for a while.
Yeah, and they had we cast them months before.
Yeah, they all sent in audition tapes for our little short film. It was actually I was honored that they actually put in the time to put out audition tapes.
It's just air powered. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you pull the trigger, it locks. So to get
I'm just explaining how the gun works.
explaining how the gun works.
It was like a CO2 powered like fake gun. It doesn't actually shoot anything, obviously.
Finger off it so that it acts as though it's out of ammunition. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's it. You want to give it a try? You're gonna have to use it in your right hand. And we have a.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, you kind of have to hold it at a weird angle.
you don't like it? Even like if I'm not fake, like
Yeah.
Thank you guys all for coming out to the set of Lizard. And this was pretty early in the morning. Even still, like setting up, we were about to film, but it, you know, I don't even remember what time we got there. At like 6 a.m. maybe.
Yeah, 6 a.m. I think, and we didn't even get everyone gathered into the right spot until probably like 7 a.m. though, because you know it's just a big, huge desert space. I kind of forgot where our actual location was, so we drove around for a while.
It includes us pointing them at people. And then also we have permits to be here, and also the county sheriff knows that we're here. If a patrol car does pull up to just see how we're doing, put them down. It was such a large place that everyone had problems getting there.
Yeah.
It wasn't just you. It was like we were late. And because we were late, though, everyone had gotten together at that point.
Yeah.
So you guys told us exactly where you were.
So there was time to find the spot while you guys were.
Also, we have a first aid kit. So if you guys fall or hurt yourselves or anything like that, let us know. Appreciate it.
alright. Mine's on this side.
What we're going to do is I'm going to position the car. I'm going to get it in position to where you guys just drive it and then park.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Oh yeah.
Kinda.
It's like
It'll be good.
There they go on their first shot there.
Yeah, so these are the opening shots of the film. And one thing I started noticing,
Those guys were just all around.
oh yeah,
They would come by every now and then.
yeah. But I started noticing that the car was starting to have issues, and like right here, it's like it started really weird, and so it was just like, I don't know why it started having issues. It's just like, of course.
Yeah, we were scared because the first car we did this with totally died, so we had to do reshoots with the new car.
This was before the bee attack, because everyone is
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah, we had to move all of that stuff because we were attacked by a swarm of bees.
I'll 3, 2, 1, action. On action, just start lighting it.
This is Darren and Marta talking about the Tarantino style trunk opening shot.
Yeah, very
the film.
important.
Very important. It was very important. There's Martin hiding in there, getting the shot.
Run Phobes. Yeah, he ended up pulling through on this project.
Yeah, because originally me and Darren were gonna have to film and direct, but Martin and Chris Ray came with their Reds and really saved the day, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think it would have turned out the way we imagined it.
We probably would have been missing some scenes just because of time constraints if they weren't there.
This is Sarah, our script supervisor, going over AJ with some water to make them look wet.
Look wet and sweaty.
Yeah.
Nervous because they were the victims being pulled out of the trunk there.
And then we realized one of the things we forgot was duct tape.
Yeah.
We thought we had enough,
We were,
and we didn't. So we had to reuse like pieces of tape to make it look like that's me using the last of it right
yeah,
there.
that was all, like we had one strip of duct tape left and we had to keep using it around their wrists or whatever.
AJ Norris is one of the characters. We liked his laugh. That's why we ended up picking him.
His manic kind of hysterical laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shane Williams is not only my brother, he was just our PA on the set.
no one's talking in this yet. Oh,
And we had to keep moving cars around, so we had to tell Austin to go out and move the car like 3
Yeah.
or 4 times.
It's just so open. No matter where you put them, you gotta like point the cameras in a way that nothing shows up in the background.
Action! It wasn't we were lucky that it wasn't extremely hot.
Yeah, it was actually a really nice day.
It was a beautiful day.
It was like 70 and breezy a little bit.
Mhm. The first time Curtis and I went out to get some B-roll for the teaser trailer to get funding for this film, it was 114 or 110 or 8 or something
Yeah.
like that.
It was over 100 for sure.
Move your head that way. Maybe dirty him up a little bit, see on the back.
Oh, that's our blood shooter.
Yeah, our
Connected some hoses up to some air cans and put the fake blood in them and just shot them.
yeah, we were trying to figure out how we were going to shoot blood, and I didn't know whether it would or not. But Curtis and I
Yeah.
were experimenting, and it worked really well. So
Yeah, so for like, I don't know, $20 we had blood cannons.
yeah, for $20 we developed blood cannons. And I think Curtis hits them pretty well right here, and I think you turn and laugh because it's just
Oh, because it was so unexpected, like how far it came out. But
yeah.
Oh, we were worried about getting the blood on the cameras because it was kind of breezy and some of the sprinkles would like kind of blow.
Yeah.
So we had to like stand downwind from the cameras.
You guys are. I'm rolling.
All right, ready? Camera rolls.
Camera rolling.
And action.
Oh, there was our little tarantula friend who showed up.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool to get a little shot of that guy.
And he's in the film.
Yeah, he made it in the film. He wanted to be a part of it, so
It was
we
perfect
did.
B-roll.
That's AJ taking him away after he was done with his role.
Okay, let's do the feet next.
Okay,
Same
feet.
kind of thing. All right, so I'll try to like.
Looking.
Where's
Dude.
Mike?
Mike had that tape on his mouth for like so long.
Yeah, he did. He had that on his mouth for like 30, 40 minutes, communicating with hand gestures
Because
like
it was
that.
our last piece of tape. Like we didn't have any tape left, so if he took it off, it would have lost all the stick. And, like,
Yeah.
So he just was stuck with it on there.
You guys, whenever you.
All right,
and
action.
Quiet on set. Ah! Nice shirt, clown. Jesus.
Was that the shot?
That was completely
Like ad-libbed by Mike.
that was completely ad-libbed
He
by
just
Mike.
threw that in, and we were like, yeah, let's use it. 'Cause he's a really good actor. Same with Austin. He did too.
And funny story about Austin. So we had no idea who he was. We liked his audition, and so we booked him, months before shooting. And that shirt that he's wearing, we actually went into Burbank and
Some thrift shop.
at a thrift shop and found that shirt. And as we're looking for clothes for Austin's character Roy to wear, we look up and, kid you not, Roy or Austin Walker is standing the next aisle over
Yeah.
from us.
Right in the Goodwill we were in.
Yeah.
I think it was a Goodwill. But yeah, he was just right there doing his own thrift shopping while we were looking for his outfit. And we had never even met him in person yet.
Yeah, and it was completely
them
meant to
going
be.
around.
His reaction was very nonchalant about it, but we were like,
Yeah.
our minds were blown.
He was like, "Wait, we worked together before or something?" He didn't even know who we were, and we were just like blown away. And he's just like, "Yeah, that's cool. Nice to meet you."
At this point, we started getting worried because we were losing daylight,
Yeah.
and these were our last scenes.
You can see how big the shadows are because the sun's about to be like gone.
He's like, camera set.
Hold on. We might have some people move that weren't standing over there earlier.
AJ,
AJ,
move right.
no, you're all right.
And
Move right. They're good.
And lady.
Oh, and sorry,
Madison?
what's her name? Yeah.
Had the cast sign some posters for some of our investors.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're backers. I guess would be the word.
Backers. And then Sarah was cleaning up the blood
Oh,
cannons
she
in
shot
an
it all over her.
area.
She shot all over an unfortunate part on her pants there. That's at the end of the day. That was the wrap.
That was a wrap. Well, thank you guys for watching this behind the scenes video. Hopefully we'll have more for you guys in the future. And what would you like to say?
Yeah, thanks, and enjoy this silly commentary, I guess.